You're listening to the Non-Del Influencers podcast, brought to you by FirstFunding. Join host Matt Coles as he delivers powerful conversations to help non-delegated lenders succeed and scale in today's market.
All right, everyone. Welcome to the latest episode of Non-Del Influencer podcast. This one warms my heart because I get to bring my very dear colleague, Mr. Nick Krakosky, into the fold. Nick, thank you for taking the time to join. I know you're sitting in the office.
Formal invitation.
So, Nick, why don't we start off, because I love the story of you and FirstFunding. Why don't you start off and tell us your story about the rise of Nick Krakosky at FirstFunding?
Man, where to start? I guess I was working in retail in a toy store while in college still, looking for an internship. Nate Clear, our president now, reached out and said, hey, we need an intern. So I ended up taking that internship, working the front desk of FirstFunding, learning the ropes of operations, sales, marketing, taking on training opportunities for FastPass. Finally, when I did graduate college, they promoted me to junior account executive, where I got my start and it never left. So it's been a great ride over the last 10 years.
Yeah, it has changed quite a bit, right? I would imagine that your scope of where we are in the marketplace today, it's got to be pretty awe-inspiring for you with regards to what we were when you first started to where we are today. Absolutely.
I mean, when we first started, I don't think we ever dreamed of the amount of volume nor customer base that we would have today. I mean, it was amazing to get, maybe 4 or 5 guys set up in a year,
right.
15 years ago, 10 years ago. So now it's like, the path we've moved forward and the technology we've built to allow us to grow as big as we can be these days, it's extraordinary.
So one of the things that I really want to just ask you about, because in our non-Del world, we do work with a lot of broker to bankers, and it could be scary for someone to change the way that they've done business forever, right? I would imagine that there's a lot of fear and trepidation about, I heard I want to do non-Del, but I'm afraid to do it. Take me through what some of those conversations look like for you, and what are the most common fears that you come across, and how do you talk them through it? Because you and I agree about this. It's not the right fit for everybody, and it's not our job to tell them how to run their business. If they want to be a broker, by all means, God bless, be a broker. If you want to be a non-Del, we will absolutely help you. So kind of take us through what some of the fears are that you've tackled over the past.
Yeah, I think, the biggest fear of anybody is a buyback, right? I mean, what does a buyback look like? Well, in most cases now, I mean, you're non-delegated. You're not making that credit decision. So you're really not the one, who's being forced upon that buyback when you're not the one making that decision. That's the underwriter's choice. When this day and age, you've got such a flexibility in the non-Del market where most investors now have moved to that fulfillment space as well and providing that. So they're now drawing docs for you. They're doing the underwrite for credit and compliance, right? So when you guys fund this loan, essentially they already know what they're buying.
Right.
So it really has expedited the purchase timelines, and you're clearing everything before purchase to where you know that what the file is going to be good or bad before you even get to the closing table, right?
I think that what we come across is there's you jump forward as you want to grow your business, which is when we first start off, most people are doing full fulfillment with a third party. When they want to take fulfillment in, that's when you and we take pause and we say, okay, well, what's your checks and balances? Because we don't want you to draw docs wrong or have incorrect dates or all that process. So we'll do a gate check there essentially. And then the next step is, I want to do delegated, and we'll definitely do a gate check there too, right? So FirstFunding allows you to grow into whatever you want to be, but you're not going to just go make these decisions without us being a partner in that decision as well.
Absolutely. Yeah. We've got a lot of sister companies that can help along the way, not only for FraudGuard, but DocuTech that, supports that integration with your LOS to spit out those documents in compliance. So that way they're not running into any trade errors, which is, step one is making sure that we've got LEs and CDs issuing on the correct dates, not the same.
Right. All right. So one of the things that happens this time of the year, I always think is a big advantage of working with First Funding, and that's the fact that we do provide a 1098 for our customers available in their profile, able for them to be able to print up, or, there's an Excel format as well, spit out. We always suggest that you do have your local CPA review it before sending it out, but the data is all there for you to be able to send out. So
Yep.
take me through what that looks like. You've done this before. This is, I don't know how many years we've been issuing the 1098s for our customers. Tell us what that looks like for you. And do you leverage that on a regular basis?
Absolutely, right? I mean, if you weren't being provided these 1098s, it would be a lot of work for you to go through your year and look at, okay, from funding to sale of this loan, did I collect $600 in interest, right? Now you got to do the math for however many files you've done over the year. Were they purchased? Were they refi? What are the IRS's rules this year? They're always making changes on what and who needs a 1098, right? So I think going to a CPA and spending all that money, great, if you want to do that, but you can also work with First Funding. We've got the integration with that. It spits it out at the end of the year. So you can log into our system and just simply click print on the 1098 form for 2025. It prints out on the 3 pages, the white page, the yellow page, and the pink page. One for your borrower, one for the IRS, one for the company. It's a great touch to reach back out to that borrower and say, hey, how's your year been? Do we need to revisit your loan? I know rates have come down a little bit. Is there anything we can help with? Do you need a HELOC? Do you need a HELoan? Are you buying a second house anytime soon?
Yeah.
But it's also a marketing opportunity.
But one of the things that I people that do move into this space, we probably bring on, a mass amount of lenders on a regular basis every year. But when we look at it, like, this is one of those things that they're like, oh, I'm a lender now. I didn't know I had to do this. And oftentimes what I've felt is a lot of people don't even know who is supposed to get a 1098. So you hit on something that's very important. If you're a lender, you need to understand what the rules are and what needs to get reported. It is your responsibility as the lender. We certainly have the data for you. And we generate it for you, but it is also very important that you have a common base and foundation of knowledge about who does get those 1098s and why are the numbers that we're spitting out showing the way that they are. I know that we get a lot of feedback from our lenders like, hey, this is incorrect. And when we actually sit down and break it down, it's correct, right?
It's correct, right? Yeah, we do a lot of data entry. A lot of our team does a lot of data entry from those CDs and when they input the wire request themselves. So all those numbers are being tracked throughout the whole year, from funding to reconciliation. So that's how we're able to provide those.
I know for us over here at First Funding, our proprietary platform, Fuel, is our bread and butter for why people like to work with us. I know the space very well. Why does a non-del, especially a broker to banker, rely so heavily on our system when they first get started with us?
I think it's just the ease of use for anything, right? I mean, if you look at some other platforms, it's really Excel based somewhat. Ours is very ease of use, very easy to navigate, customer friendly. There's comments. You can chat with our wire department in real time in their messaging board if you have questions. So I think they like that just for that, as well as the extra view that we do give, right? Just double checking, hey, you gave us wire instructions that are going to, Kent, Washington, but this home is closing in Florida. What's going on here? Let's just double check this for you real quick, right? So our system is able to pick that up and make sure that we're on the same page, right? We want to get loans purchased in 5 days, 3 days if we could, right? The same as the lender, so they can get paid faster. So I just think it's the ease of use, the reporting, all of it.
So when I moved over to the space, I think one of the things that I learned, and I don't know, I mean, it just kind of opened my eyes, and I know that you see this from our customer base as well, is that there is no right size to be a non-del. And I think one of the misconceptions that I often hear is, oh, you got to be doing 50 plus units or 100 plus units as a non-del. And I know that a lot of our lenders don't fill that bucket, right? They are 5 to 10, units per month, and they love that lender space. when you're talking to initial person, is that an objection that you have to hear and you have to help them overcome? It's like, oh, I don't do enough volume. You're like, well,
Absolutely. All the
yeah,
time, right? I mean, because you do have that out in the marketplace where it's like, well, you got to be doing 30, 40, 50 loans a month. Well, no, you don't. I mean, we've got guys that have come in and, 2 to 3, 4, 5 loans a month and, have taken this opportunity to grow their business with a non-delegated channel, just through recruiting, through the brandability, and they're now able to get skinny to win, where if they were maybe doing 3 deals a month before, now they're doing 6. Now we see
yeah,
them grow and grow and grow. I mean, you've seen the past 2 years being here, lines that have come in at $3 million to start that are now well above $20 million lines, which it's phenomenal to see the growth of some of these guys that come in at 2 to 3 loans a month and expand so quickly.
and I think we've done a good job around here of like, it used to be, oh, First Funding's good. They're the first place you want to go get a warehouse line, but you'll grow into something bigger. And here we are with people with lines from 2 million to 250 million, and
Yep.
you can support everyone, right? And
Yeah.
the growth mode that we're in is being, followed by our lenders, and some of our most loyal lenders, like you said. I mean, I look at the track record. I see all the WFAs, the warehouse funding agreements that we issued. I mean, we have one that came in for 2 million, and I think we just approved them for like a $75 million warehouse facility. I mean,
Yeah.
that's got to be pretty awesome to see from a guy who's been here as long as you have.
Yeah. It's just the loyalty and the partnership, right? Just working through these years together, helping them achieve their goals and vice versa, right? So it's a phenomenal feeling.
What's your big focus in 26? Where are you trying to find your opportunity? What's the outreach that you're trying to do right now? What's going on in your marketplace?
Certainly FlexClose. FlexClose is, our biggest product, number one on our mind right now. The ability to fund loans instantly outside of the Federal Reserve, right? We're moving money from one account to the other inside of First American Trust. So not only First American direct offices can take advantage, the First American Mortgage Solutions takes advantage, and we have many, many agency partners out there. So it's a huge opportunity for the lenders to really get the fastest way to fund a loan in the industry and the most cost effective out there. I think, just helping grow that market share and educating the lenders out there that, maybe aren't taking advantage of it right now. Hey, you want to save a couple $1,000s a month? Look, we're going to give you the ability to fund on a weekend and save that money. Great.
Yeah.
Let's go forward.
I think it's from my seat, the way I look at it is the landscape is pretty packed out there. Lenders are all trying to differentiate themselves. They're calling on realtors. They're trying to figure out a way to, hey, I'm better than XYZ lender across the street or XYZ broker or whatever it might be. And FlexClose is a differentiator. And I know the sizzle is, yeah, I can fund on weekends and I can fund on a holiday and all that other stuff. But full disclosure, we're recording this on Thursday, January 29th. Tomorrow is when it matters. Friday, at the end of the month, when you're trying to get all your purchases closed at 5, 6, 7 o'clock, Central Time,
Exactly.
Eastern Time, whatever it might be, that's when it matters the most. And the day before a holiday, or when the Fed closes early, all that stuff that eliminates the Fed banking cutoff hour, and basically you can go out and say, hey, I don't have a funding cutoff. That resonates with a lot of people.
An insured closing. You never miss your funding.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, well, Nick, I know I lean on you quite a bit for guidance amongst the people that are here at First Funding. If you could just take us away on one side note of the proudest thing that you've seen from First Funding from your first day to where we are today, what would you say is something that you really hold close and cherish to your experience here?
God, I gotta say, it's just the most of the people that I started working with here are still here because it is a great company to work for.
Yeah,
we've got such a great culture. Everyone that I started with, they're working and they're working up, right? They've moved up positions. So it's a testament to who we are as a company and a culture that we care about our lenders, we care about each other.
Yep, and you guys hazed me in. I can't believe you actually even welcomed me. All right, well, Nick, I can't thank you enough. And to everyone else, we'll look forward to seeing you on the next episode of Non-Del Influencer Podcast. Thank you so much.
Thanks for tuning in to the Non-Del Influencers podcast, powered by FirstFunding. For more resources and episodes, visit nondelinfluencers.com.